Drake cancels the remaining dates on his Anita Maxwin tour, and we know why. What up, words? Your boy Challz Brown back again, talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit that notification bell. Keep sending those Cashaps to CLBMG gang. Listen, I know some of you are like, Challz, didn't you already do the story on Anita Maxwin show? You said the ticket sales was low? Yes, and you know why I'm back, gang? I'm going to tell you why I'm back. Remember OG Mako? Salute to OG Mako, rest in peace, but he had a song and it went like this. You guessed it. You was right. I was right. And on my last video, they went in my comments, gang. When I had a video talking about the ticket sales was low, I just reported how I see it, gang. I just do my due diligence. I told you, I went on the website. I went on the Rock Nation Live website and tried to buy tickets to Drake's show. There were many orange spaces. Remember I told you that? Nah, Drake fans wouldn't let that ride. They wouldn't let it ride. They told me I was crazy. They went in my comments with laughing emojis, telling me this didn't age well because the video, remember the videos came out with all the people in the crowd? Let's just be honest. There was some well-placed shots. I'm just going to be honest, gang. But nevertheless, it looked like the tour was succeeding. Oh, man, he was running. He was winning, gang. They had some beautiful, beautiful shots. Everybody had their phone up, or the one with the lighters up, or all the signs up saying, can you pay my grandma's bill? Like, it was a whole bunch of people in the crowd. And for a while, like I always say, for a time, it was good. I don't think that was even more than 2 weeks, gang. All of the concerns that we had about this Australian tour appear to be valid. All of these people that went into my comments clowning me, OG, this ain't age well, OG, delete this, OG, you still can delete this. Y'all remember the little girl on Big Sean? Told y'all niggas, told. Y'all remember that little girl? Listen, I don't want nobody to fail, but Drake fans make it kind of hard. Just gonna be honest. They make it kind of hard to not be a little, looking for the right word, but yeah. When it happens, because they're so obnoxious. You guys are obnoxious, gang. And I know you want to blame us. Kendrick fans have been cool for 10 years. We just take our little offerings. We get attacked when we're not even thinking about it. Kendrick will drop something. We get excited. Yeah, these Drake fans, they come like bumblebees, gang. I'm talking about the last 6, 7 years. Nothing this guy did was ever good enough. He could never do it in peace. They come out of nowhere. Oh, he finally dropped. They always got something to say. It's always about sales. It's always about numbers. It's always about something that has to do with him winning, Drake winning, and Kendrick losing. No one's trying to compete. But somehow they always run up, gang. And this is why we're here, because this battle flipped all that number stuff on his head, because the only reason he was even able to stick his chest out to this man was because he had these so-called numbers. And I remember specifically quite a few times before they battled, this guy was on his ass. He beat him a couple times. Remember? Remember Damn beat Drake? A lot of y'all don't remember that, but I do. I remember. I remember when Drake was on top and Damn came out and crushed all that. I remember that, but they don't. It's called selective memory. These Drake fans, they make it hard to just be a hip-hop head. You can't just enjoy the music because they're going to come with numbers. I can't say that this guy got a good album. They're going to say, what's the numbers? They don't care about music. They don't even want to hear it until they know the numbers of it. It has to have first week sales numbers, the second week sales numbers, the fourth week is all about numbers. Well, I'm here to let you know we don't care about numbers, but I do want to let you know that if you're going to keep ruining our moments with these numbers talk, Kenny slayed the dragon. Now we got all the numbers. And that weak-ass number one that you just stored away that you're making like it's amazing, them numbers have already dropped. None of them songs are #1. I think Nokia did what? It's in the 20s at best. No, at best, I think is inside the 20s. Let's just say that it ain't #1. And that song was stolen, but we're gonna talk about that in another video. But I just want to talk about this because a lot of Drake fans they quiet. Go look, they're quiet. It's like a secret. No one's talking about this tour. But I'm going to talk about it because the tour that they tried to make me delete my video. OG, delete this. It's not too late, OG. But you guessed it. I was right. That tour is cooked. I'm going to read to you an article and I'm going to have a discussion because the Anita Maxwin tour, sponsored by Steak, that was supposed to be the thumbs in the nose of the guys over there, the FU to the Kenny fans that were waiting for the Super Bowl. It was supposed to be the answer to Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, the Anita Maxwin tour, whatever that means, in Australia, has been canceled. Drake is trying to say, or his representatives are trying to say, it's a scheduling conflict. You mean you scheduled a tour and you had something else going on? That's what happened. You scheduled a whole tour all up and through Australia and New Zealand, but you had prior obligations? Ticket sales, gang. And see, me, I don't normally care what Drake does and doesn't do with his ticket sales. But every time I try to enjoy my Kenny moment, some Drake fan comes in my comments and tries to destroy my shit. So we're on the defense, gang. No. We're not the problem. But I got the solution. Kendrick is killing he's eating what he killed. They're still trying to say he's clout chasing off Drake and that's why he got his #1s now and everything he got is because of Drake. No, everything he got is because Drake been begging for his ass to get beat for 10 years and he got his ass beat and now Kenny is eating what he killed. He killed your ass. Now he gets all your numbers. He gets all your stats. He gets all your accolades. You got one single solitary. Only reason you got #1 because nothing was out. Nothing else was out. These guys are very strategic. They dropped that thing when absolutely nothing was out. Nothing was out to compete with that. And that thing still, they got records ain't even busting 29 on Billboard. But they're trying to tell you he's blackballed. Boy, gang, this guy has a problem. And see, real numbers don't lie. This tour got canceled. For one, Australians ain't jacking with him like that. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, a couple dates. Yeah, people going to fly in from wherever and make it look like whatever. First of all, them signs was crazy. They shouldn't have let them people in there with them signs. Any sign begging him for something should have been rolled up and thrown in the trash can before they even let him in the door. You shouldn't have to look out at a sea of signs. Help my grandma buy a wedding ring. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. It looked ridiculous. Every sign in the crowd was begging her for something. It wasn't a good look. But let me read this article. Drake cancels the remaining Anita Maxwin tour dates amid low ticket sales rumors. It's not a rumor. Some of them tickets was on sale for $27 and they still was available. It's not a rumor. And the Australian, New Zealand prices are even lower in American dollars. Just gonna be honest. Recently, a rep for Drake confirmed that the remaining dates of his Anita Maxwin tour in Australia and New Zealand have been canceled. It's no secret that the past few months have been rough for Drake, and now it looks like he might have yet another problem on his plate. According to All Hip Hop, the Toronto rapper has officially canceled the remaining dates of his Anita Maxwin tour in Australia and New Zealand. He canceled them. And these are the ones that he was pushing back and moving around. I told you, it was too quick to try to, first of all, his cachet, just sit down, gang. This is more embarrassing than if you just sat down. I'm just gonna be honest. But at the end of the day, he didn't want to sit down. He ran over to Australia. He thought he was bigger than he was. They're going to blame it on something, but they're not even speaking on this gang. Go on Twitter. Go on any social media. It's shh. They're still talking about Nokia. Go to any Drake page. They're talking about Nokia, and they're talking about #1 on Billboard, and they sending nothing but hate and disrespect to Kenny. Most of these guys spend their days writing crap about Kendrick instead of Drake. I'm just going to be honest. Kendrick is breaking more records every single day. My next video, within the next 2 or 3, is going to be about all the accolades this man has just got. Every stat he got. That he killing this guy. Drake took a record down off the top 1 Billboard that been on there for 13 weeks. Drake struggled to take that record from #1. They're making posts laughing at Kendrick for being #3 this week on an album that's 13 weeks old. They're laughing. That's how sad it is, gang. They're laughing at a record that's been #1 for 13 weeks going #3. And they're laughing. It's funny. This is how sad it is to be a Drake fan. Gang, just enjoy the music. I've been trying to push this narrative for a few weeks now. Just enjoy the music. It doesn't have to be this. Because you guys are losing in every single way. If you look Luther, everything on GNX is still above everything he's done. But they got an excuse for that. But there's no excuse for this tour getting canceled. They're not talking about it. Let's see if academics go live and start trying to spin why this tour got canceled. Let me keep it moving. He said a scheduling conflict is responsible for the change of plans, but of course social media users have their own theories. Many speculate that low ticket sales are actually to blame, as rumors that this is the case have been circulating for weeks. At the time of writing, this is unconfirmed. Quote, we are actively working on rescheduling these dates along with adding some additional shows. I'm going to let you know. Ain't no dates coming. If the dates do come, it will come after that solo project drops. If the dates do come, if they do reschedule us, what I don't see, he said it on stage the other day. I haven't been here in 8 years, but I promise I'm coming back. So I guess he got to go back. Right? It won't be as many dates as they got now. It was too many dates in the first place. He should have did 3 shows tops in Australia, 1 in New Zealand. However you say that, right? New Zealand, I don't know. 1 would have been a smash hit. Let it sell out, then add another if you need to. You're doing too much. He could call me to consult him, but I wouldn't even take the job. There ain't enough money to offer me to consult him. Because for one, I think that he's just got to chill out. So it ain't nothing to consult. I don't want to see no more of this nonsense. So there's nothing to talk about. Sit your ass down. I give you that for free. But you're doing too much. Now you're going to try to drop a solo album. You're going to try to get features. We already know the playbook. You're going to try to get features. You're going to throw some stones at Kendrick, which you should have did last year. You're going to throw some goofy-ass lines. And your fans going to eat it up. The album will probably go #1 because you're going to strategically put it in there. And y'all going to buy half the damn copies anyway yourself. I'm just going to be honest. So we're not even worrying about what you're doing over there. But what I do want to say is a lot of these guys were making this the Triumph tour, right? Wu-Tang, the Triumph. This was the Triumph tour, showing that he still has the muscle. Well, I'm here to tell you guys, the muscles is flat right now. Them things is olive oil arms. Remember olive oil from Popeye? When her arms would go flat and they can do a loop-de-loop on the muscles and you could jump a rope with her arms. That's Drake's muscles right now. They flat. All tickets for affected shows will remain valid for the new dates. Refunds will be available for those who prefer, but please note that these shows are sold out. Anyway, Any refunded tickets will be released for sale. Okay. So we're just going to wait for the sold out shows to come back. Should be easy to just rebook them, right? We sincerely apologize for the inconvenience and appreciate your patience. Drake and the entire team have had an incredible time doing these shows and are excited to return soon. We look forward to sharing the rescheduled dates with you as soon as possible. They're going to wait till he drops that album. And hopefully this thing happens. But what usually happens when you cancel a sold out show, a lot of people get a refund. Who knows? Maybe the Drake fans will hold on to all these sold out tickets. But we'll never know because they took down the site so you couldn't buy no tickets. How can two things be true? How can it be sold out, but you got the site down so you can't buy it? How can they buy it if it's sold out? Make it make sense. I'm sorry. Make it make sense. I feel like they didn't sell enough tickets, right? News of the cancellation comes just a few days after his attorney, Michael J. Gottlieb, fired back at UMG amid their legal battle with the performer. The label had requested a delay of the pre-trial conference, which he made it clear he's not on board with. Drake is currently suing UMG for alleged defamation and harassment over Kendrick Lamar's hit song, Not Like Us. So let me just say this. I'm not going to nanny boo-boo you guys because Drake is still a huge artist. He's still going to get his money. He's still going to have his tours. He's still going to have his fans. Nobody's saying that Drake is not going to have fans and tours. We're not saying that. But what I do want to say is him not sitting down and chilling out and regrouping and getting his brand together, dropping this album that did more harm than good because the only people saying is really great are his fans. The numbers are telling you. He came out on a week. Luckily got a #1 album, but none of the songs are number 1. None of the songs are number 10. Those songs are doing awful. He has one record on a 21-track album. He has one record even close because all of his fans started to stream Nokia at once trying to get it to pop, and it did not pop. They're online trying to celebrate this thing, getting close to popping. This is not Drake, gang. Drake don't get close. Drake goes #1 every time he drops something. All that stuff is up there. Like I said, this is the greatest run Kendrick has ever had. No, it's not due to Drake. It's because he killed Drake. That's why. Drake ain't give him nothing. Drake didn't hand him nothing. He took everything from Drake. Now he the man up and through here. So I want to say this. Listen, I'm not going to be going around happy that a man failed, but I am going to remind these fans, these arrogant, obnoxious fans, that you kind of brought this on yourself. Just let us enjoy our stuff in peace. You ain't got to attack us every time something happens, because what's happening now, all them attacks are falling flat because you're losing badly. You're trying, see, the thing is, the way you beat Meek Mill and all this other stuff, you're used to bullying people with these numbers and stats. So therefore, there's nothing you can say to you because you're going to come back on the thing you're beating on your chest about, the numbers and stats. So no one can defeat that when he's a pop artist and you're coming at hip-hoppers about numbers and stats of a pop artist. So no, we can't beat pop artist numbers because we're hip-hoppers. He's consistently made his music to be pop. So no, we can't compete with those numbers. But somehow we're competing now. And somehow he is not getting those numbers anymore. So those superpowers have been neutralized. Just leave us alone, gang. I'm tired of talking about how he's flopping and failing. But I have to, because you guys make it like he's not. And then you come at us with all these stats about how Kenny's trash. We're tired of hearing about it. I'm sorry. You make people choose sides. We can't like either one of them. You gotta like this one. You can't like them both. You gotta like this one. You gotta like that one. And you gotta beef all day about it. Let's just move forward, gang. Because it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Yes, this solo album is going to do some numbers because people are going to be curious, but it's going to have very low response. People are going to trash it. It's going to fall really quickly. And God forbid if Kenny drops something the same day, that's when it's really going to be a problem. He probably got something loaded up so that the very day you announce that release date, he going to release his on the same goddamn day. And he's going to beat you. I'm just going to be honest. I hope to God he has that shit loaded up. So the day that you drop it, he drop his shit too. He's going to beat you. And you're going to be copping all kind of pleas. And you're going to be throwing chancletas at drones again and acting like a goofball. Listen, please, leave us alone, gang. Let us be. Let us enjoy our moment. He's breaking all kind of records that he deserves because he killed the Wicked Witch. He dropped a house on her ass. And now he get the golden slippers and whatever come out, the ruby slippers and whatever else come with it. That's what it is. CLBMG. I'm just going to be honest, shirts are right down there in the description. Show your boy some love. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
CLB.